morning from England, and it's snow day. Well, it's been snow all week and I hate the cold, absolutely hate the cold. However, I'm out here as I promised every morning on a Tuesday, even in the snow. So what have I got to tell you? I don't know. Every Tuesday I'm thinking, what have I got to tell them? What have I got to tell them? Apart from the fact being locked in when it's cold outside means you can't come out into the garden, so that's a challenge. But we are continuing on, so much happening again. If you're not in the Years of Car Network, get on and get in it, because we have lots of things going on and lots of exciting things happening as we support each other through these times. So, come on, Daphne, think. What is going on? Of course, there's a lot going on in the world, if you're tracking with it. You know, I was reading this morning and Jesus said, don't be anxious. You can't add one moment to your life if you're anxious. And I put in the margin, well, that's easy said and harder done. I think, how much time do we spend being anxious when it's not really going to make any difference? I mean, I can be anxious about this in the world, that in the world, this in the world. Not going to change anything. The only thing it does is I get to suffer for it. So I'm going to work on that this week. Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, there's always some funny things that happen, but I'm at a loss to think what they are right now. So we will be hearing soon, hopefully in a couple of weeks, what the next stage is for this with us. For people in America, we've been praying for you, and I know that it's a difficult time as you see all this transition happening, and wherever we are in the world, we will be affected by it. But you know, I sometimes think, Jesus prophesied these days, these Bible prophesied these days. He said they were going to happen. You know, sometimes I think, oh my goodness, we're actually living in these days. I mean, I've looked for them since I was a child, and it was always like, one day this is going to happen, one day that's going to happen. Jesus said it would happen, and now I'm like, oh my goodness, it's actually happening, and we get to live in it. You know, the apostles and the prophets, they looked for these days. They longed for these days. Sometimes I think they're welcome to it, but it is a privilege to be living in these days. You know, we sometimes say, oh, I wish I lived in the Bible times here or the Bible times there. Well, we're living in the Bible times right now. So, bottom line, we're privileged to be in these days. And it's like, oh my goodness, that storybook that I read about, I get to be in it, and you get to be in it. Every day, as the story moves forward, we get to be players in that story. We get to be part of that story. I mean, it's incredible, really, don't you think? Maybe you don't. I think it's incredible. I just say to you, just stop for 1 minute and think, I get to be in these days. I get to be in Matthew 24. I get to be watching the unfolding every day of what's going on. Of course, watch what you're watching, because hearing the truth is not as easy as it was. So I think this really is my last one posted on Facebook. I know I've said that for a few weeks, but I'm trying to do this wind down gradually so we don't lose anybody. You'll notice that there's not much posting going on my wall or at the moment, because we're winding it down. And as people message me, I'm directing them over to Signal. So I'm going to put it up again. The ways you can contact us: do sign up to our newsletters, because that's where we're going to say, hey, we've ended up here, and messaging us. So I'll put it up again, because I really don't want to lose you. But to hear these Tuesday mornings, please subscribe on the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. And I think probably after next Tuesday in the garden, I'm going to start posting other videos too. Having fun, different things, not necessarily in the garden. I might take you out on a walk with me when we do our exercise. I don't know. But I'm going to develop it so it's not just Tuesday. So if you're not on that channel and it's not on Facebook, you might miss us. So I think next Tuesday, and you've got to hold me to it, next Tuesday is the last one on Facebook. If I appear after that, you need to say, get off, Daphne, because you're not meant to be there. So, happy Tuesday. Enjoy living the story, being part of the story. And when it's rough, when it's difficult, just remember, we're part of the story, and we have read the end of the story even before we get there. So lots of love from this freezing cold UK, and I'll see you next Tuesday in the garden. Do comment below, and I don't want to lose you. Much love. Bye.